How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Sick Air Tech, and today we're going to be doing another follow-up 4 months later of the Motorola Edge 2024. Yes, it's been 4 months since I've had this device, roughly about 4 months, and we're going to be going over how it's held up, talk about the specs, and I think this is one of Motorola's best mainline or baseline Edge they've released in a while. It's priced really well, especially on T-Mobile, and we're going to be talking about it. Thank you guys for joining me here on Sick Air Tech. I really appreciate you guys, and don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon, that way you don't miss out on future videos here on the channel. So let's go on over to Motorola Edge 2024 4 months later. So quickly going over the dimensions of the Motorola Edge 2024. It's about 6.28 inches tall from top to bottom, 2.83 inches wide, and 0.32 inches thin. So a very nice and sleek device, very light in the hand as well. It weighs at about 6.14 ounces, IP68 dust and water resistance. You get a nice eco leather back. The frame says it's aluminum, but sometimes it feels like it's plastic, so I don't know if it's just a coated painted aluminum and it doesn't have that cold feel to it, but it says it's aluminum frame, eco leather backing, which looks really nice. I love how it just flows on over to the camera, gives it a nice uniform look and a nice grip. I really have not used this device in a case. I've been using this thing caseless. It's held up pretty well. A few micro scratches on the display, but not really much. You can see one right there at the bottom corner, but it's held up pretty well. And yeah, definitely loving the build quality of the Moto Edge 2024. So going on over to the display of the Moto Edge 2024, it is a POLED display, supports 1 billion colors, has a refresh rate of 144 Hz, HDR10 Plus compatible, 1300 nits, 6.6 inches of pure POLED love. It has a resolution of 1080 by 2400, so that's a very nice resolution on it. And it has a 402 pixels per inch and covered in Corning Gorilla Glass 3. So a very nice high refresh rate display. Beautiful display on the Motorola Edge. It does have curved edges, so a lot of people may not like that. Personally, for me, I really don't care. The bezels, a little bit of a bezel up top and a little bit of a bezel at the bottom, but the sides are actually really nice. So yeah, very nice display. Gets bright enough for me, at least. Really good colors. No issues with the display. Viewing angles are actually quite great, and you can actually see this outside in the direct sunlight, so no issues. Big, nice, beautiful display on the Moto Edge 2024. So as far as performance wise, the Moto Edge is running Android 14, and it's gotten about 3 updates since I've had the device. Still waiting on Android 15 for the Moto Edge. You got the Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 processor with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of internal storage that is not expandable through micro SD, unfortunately, but still 256 is way enough for me. You get the Adreno 710 processor on here, and like I said, UFS 2.2. and as far as performance goes, I really enjoyed the Moto Edge. Has a little bit of an issue when it comes down to RAM management, in my opinion, especially trying to edit videos using an app like Power Director, and occasionally I'll get a warning or a prompt saying cannot process due to not enough RAM on there. But I don't know if that's just the app or the actual device itself, but the processor is actually quite good. Not quite a flagship processor, more of a mid-ranger, but still powerful enough for most people out there. And for $299, especially on T-Mobile, this is a powerhouse of a device and will get the job done. Again, most people out there aren't doing the things that I'm trying to do on a smartphone, so it really doesn't matter. You know, they're not trying to edit video and do multitasking and stuff. They're just trying to scroll the internet and go on social media and shoot TikTok videos and shit like that. So power does not really factor into the average consumer with the Moto Edge 2024. So for the average consumer, this device is a powerhouse and pretty much can be your flagship if you want it to be. So I did want to really talk about really quickly about this extra button you get on the top of the Moto Edge. For me, I would like it to be a little bit more useful. It's called the quick button, and it's okay for the most part. It's just I would like a little bit more options on here. As you can see right here, when you press it, you're only allowed play, pause, recorder, screen record, and app launch, which it's a little bit limited. And if you want to long press it, it's just nothing but a bunch of ready for stuff. You can't use it as a walkie-talkie, so if somebody else has, you know, a Moto Edge or something, you can talk to them walkie-talkie style. But I wish we had a little bit more versatility with this button, like to maybe use it for camera shutter or something. That would have been really nice. Or just a little bit more like your flashlight, but you do have the karate chop for the flashlight, so I guess you really won't need it for that. But the quick button, it's okay. As you can see, I've turned it off just because I don't really use it, and I wish it was maybe in a different area. Maybe it's just up here high and you really don't notice it. So going on over to the software, so you get a nice stock Android software on here with the Motorola Edge 2024, and I actually really like their software. I love their customization with all of their stuff, personalizing your gestures. You can personalize so much when it comes down to your theme, your wallpapers, your clocks, and things like that. Unfortunately, you do not get an always on display, so that's kind of sad. I wish Motorola would implement that, even though it is an AMOLED display. I would definitely really like to have an always on display, but you can customize the hell out of this smartphone with your display size, your layout, fingerprint sensor, animation. So that's really nice. You have 3 different options for that. And of course, Motorola is known for their gestures. You get a whole bunch of different gestures with their software. Your karate chop, as I showed you earlier, your 3-finger screenshot, lift to unlock, things like that. You get your Moto Secure. You also do get display options and play options on here, so you can adjust things that you want. And you also do have your ready for when it comes down to Motorola, and being able to connect this to a laptop or a monitor or your TV, which is quite nice. For me personally, I really do not use that feature, but Moto software on their devices, really nice. Android 14, I cannot wait for Android 15 to come to the Motorola Edge. So going on over to the cameras of the Moto Edge 2024, you get a 50 megapixel main sensor with an aperture of f1.8. It does support PDAF, multi-directional, and does have optical image stabilization. You get a 13 megapixel ultra wide with an aperture of f2.2. Has a 120 degree field of view and does support autofocus, so you're able to get some nice macro shots using that ultra wide. You can record 4K up to 30 frames per second on the rear facing cameras. Your front facing camera is going to be a 32 megapixel front facing camera with an aperture of f2.4. It also does have autofocus, so that is quite nice, and it does support HDR. So the cameras on here are actually quite nice, taking pleasant photos, video, and the stabilization is actually way better than it has been on past Moto devices, so I'm quite happy with that. It's not going to be a flagship camera, but it's still going to get the job done. And for most mid-rangers, this is actually a really good camera. For $299, this is a really capable camera. You get a lot of different options as far as dual record and things like that, to where you can record the front facing and the rear facing cameras at the same time. So that's another nice little feature. And with that front facing camera having autofocus, it's really nice for social media. And again, for the average user, these cameras are going to kick ass. Okay, let me tell you, the camera quality, photo quality is actually really good, and great lighting. Nighttime, it can fall apart a little bit, but for the average person, like I said, these cameras are going to do just fine as a point and shoot camera system. Get you nice video, good stabilization. Alright, so let's go ahead and go on over to the audio of the Motorola Edge 2024. Now, it does support Dolby Atmos, and you do have a lot of different settings that you can use as far as spatial audio, smart audio, music, movie, game, podcast, and custom. And the audio from the Bluetooth sounds really good, so let's go ahead and hear the audio from the speaker, shall we? So what do you guys think of the audio of the Motorola Edge 2024? Comment down below. Alright, so you do have Wi-Fi 6E. Did not have any connectivity issues with Wi-Fi or the signal for that matter. You get Bluetooth 5.2, and going on over to the signal, this gets way better reception than my Google Pixel 9 does. In certain situations where my Google Pixel 9 has a weak signal, or if I'm in a location to where the signal is not as strong, this device was loading up videos like a champ, so that's quite nice. The signal quality and the Wi-Fi quality and the Bluetooth quality is actually really good on here. No issues, no disconnections or anything like that. You do get an in-display fingerprint sensor. I would like it to be a little bit higher. It's very low. It is optical, and for the most part it's quick and it's fast, so that's really nice. I just would have liked it to be a little bit more higher up. On the top, you also get facial recognition and of course your PIN, password, security, and things like that. So very nice device. You get a 5,000 milliamp hour battery on the Moto Edge, and with that battery you also get 68 watt charging, wired charging, and you get 15 watt wireless charging, which is really nice to see on here. Granted, you did not get the charger in the box, which is a sad thing, but I did have a 68 watt charger from a Moto 30 Fusion that I had bought quite some time ago. So 68 watts on here is actually really good. 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Definitely an all-day phone depending on your usage. For me, doing video stuff and things like that, taking pictures constantly, I was still able to get a full day and charge it maybe around 10 o'clock at night from, in the morning time. So that's really nice. And the fact that you get wireless charging on here, again, is a nice feature for a Motorola device at this price point. The Motorola Edge 30 Fusion costs more, and it did not have wireless charging, so that's really nice to see on the Moto Edge 2024. Alright, so what do you guys think of the Moto Edge 2024? I think it's a fantastic device depending on how much you get it. It's about $350 if I'm not mistaken on Motorola's website, but you can get this way cheaper on T-Mobile's website at just $299, and other places you with deals on it like Metro and other carriers out there, you could probably get this for free when you sign up. But for $299, I think that's a great deal. This device came out a little bit high right out the gate, so I could see why a lot of people did not take advantage of it. But I got this on T-Mobile for $299, and I think it's fantastic for a mid-ranger device with decent capable cameras on here. The Moto Edge 2024 has been great. 4 months in, I do find myself using this device quite a bit. I really do like it. The only issues, like I said, I had was with RAM management, and that may just could have been the app, I'm not sure. But as far as doing everyday stuff, taking pictures and things like that, haven't had any issues with heating or anything on the Moto Edge 2024. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. 4 months later, Motorola Edge. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time here on the channel. Peace.